Welcome everyone to our panel discussion, Water Security and Human Rights, and a joint challenge affecting all. I'm so happy that you are so many and you are here. I won't hide how much I'm thrilled for this event. Thank you so much for coming. This event is organized by ASSEDEL in collaboration with Kai Tegethoff, MEP from Volt and the Greens EFA group. I will just briefly introduce you the structure of the panel. At first, I will give you an overview of the topic and the project of this event and the event series that I will explain later. Then there's going to be the questions to the panelists, managed by my colleague Alumna that I will introduce you in a minute. And then there's going to be a Q&A session that will allow you participants to exchange with the speakers.
And we just had our last event at the end of 2024. And like I said, it was entirely funded by the European Union, and it allowed the partners of the project, which were on one hand by European universities from the Netherlands, Norway and Germany, and also our civil society partner, which was Volunteer Europe. It's an NGO that's based in Brussels, and it tries to promote active citizenship and volunteer. Foremost, Flow managed to demonstrate that involving young people right from the beginning, from the grassroots point, and by the way, this is some pictures of the project that you can see. That this involves some of the activities that we would do in different workshops, just to give you some context. But essentially, one of the key takeaways is the importance of including young people right at the first stages, I would say, because at the end of the day, we all know that we're going to inherit this planet. We need to be heard from the get-go. Without them, this project, even if it had existed, probably wouldn't have been the same. But the way that they acted as intermediaries between the different stakeholders, the way they brought people together, their action was essential to making the project what it was, and to constitute the Civil Advisory Board, to gather all of these people.
It's about strengthening European Union competitiveness, but we see this notion of competitiveness as being a sustainable one, environmentally, socially and economically. So it is a competitiveness that is looking also at water as a very basis for its very existence. And this is why you see that in particular the water resilience strategy, a very important priority put forward by President von der Leyen in their 2024-2029 guidelines, has been strongly put forward in the competitiveness compass. It's a precondition, I would say, also of the operation of the Clean Industrial Deal. You see attention to a sound chemical industry package, to a bioeconomy push. So there are many work strands that, if well thought through, will help us in really driving water resilience.
It's a movement that rose from the European Citizens Initiative. It was mentioned already by Mrs. Manfredi. The European Citizens Initiative was a new tool from the European Union introduced in the Lisbon Treaty with the idea to bring citizens closer to the European Union. And this initiative was taken up by the public service unions and water activists. And we said, okay, we're going to test this tool, and we are proposing to the European Commission to implement the human right to water and sanitation in European law.
Know that the problem of water security does not exist in isolation. It is always connected to massive social problems, social dynamics, and also to geopolitical dynamics. And we have to understand that tackling emission and climate change head-on can stop us experiencing the worst effects. So we have to think this as a whole. This is also a big part of the problem. It cannot only destroy entire ecosystems or dry up valuable peatlands that might have filtered pollutants out of local water supply, but it also or might have absorbed excess water and prevented erosion. But it also prevents the drainage back into the groundwater, depleting our local water supplies. And one very important effect is also that all the grey infrastructure speeds up the runoff of rainwater, and with this being in the sum of all the different infrastructure parts, always also a cause of even higher flash floods. Wonder if you have already been what this QR code is for, or whether you have already scanned it. Our goal is to go on the ground as one campaign to raise awareness for this and to also get people's experiences. We want to know how people think and feel about this, and then also find out how we can address them. So under this QR code you find a link to a Europe-wide tool of citizen science, the Eurosense tool, and there we want to gain a deeper understanding of people's direct experiences in public life, and want to by this also help to overcome polarization and tackle the biggest challenges of our times together, because we see that polarization in this topic also plays a huge role and prevents us from actually acting together. So when you go to this link, you come to a little questionnaire, and we want to ask you how climate change has impacted your life or the life of someone close to you. And I would love to ask you to take 5 or 10 minutes, maybe after this event, to scan this code, tell us one story, and then we can see in the results later on. We will try to collect more stories on the ground across Europe.
We hope that you found this panel discussion valuable and inspiring. And of course, we look forward to seeing you in other events. So please stay updated on our actions and follow ASSEDEL on our social networks. And if you want to add something, please.
I'll keep it very short. Thanks a lot for being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much again to everyone.